When we think of AI chatbots, most of us imagine ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini. These are tools that teachers use for themselves. But what if you could build your very own chatbot, one that talks to your students, gives feedback, asks questions, and even guides them through lessons? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a classroom-ready chatbot that feels like an extension of yourself that directly faces your students. But first, why use these chatbots in class in the first place? And what are the best ways to make them so that they are acting how you want for your classroom? Student-facing AI chatbots made by teachers can completely transform your class activities. They can simulate conversations, provide instant feedback, and even support independent learning. The best part, you design how it behaves. You can decide its tone, the personality, and what it teaches, meaning that it fits your classroom style, not just a generic one for teachers all over the globe. But creating one isn't about just typing in a prompt and hitting generate. To make it truly useful, you need to understand how to set it up right. Otherwise, instead of engaging your students, you're going to end up just spending your time debugging a very confused chatbot. To avoid that, here are the best key practices to keep in mind. Start with a purpose. Decide what role your chatbot will play. Is it going to be a tutor, a quiz partner, a conversation coach, or a guide? There's so many options. Next, prompt it like a teacher. Be explicit about what it should do and how it should respond. The clearer your instructions are, the more human or you it will sound. Next, equip it with resources. Give your chatbot a knowledge base. This can be sample text, lesson content, or rubrics. So in that way, your chatbot answers and aligns with what you're actually teaching in class. Don't forget to balance your AI with guidance. The chatbot supports learning, but your feedback still drives your student understanding. And lastly, teach your students how to chat. Students may not know how to ask questions clearly or even use a chatbot. So model good prompts and let them practice refining on their own so that they can actually get use out of this chatbot. Now, let's get into the process of building the chatbot along with the best practices along the way that we previously went over. No matter which AI tool that you're going to be using, they will all have a prompt section. So today we're using the tool Edcafe AI, a website for teachers, and in our chatbot tool here, you'll see the prompt instruction box. So you can get started with Edcafe for free at edcafe.ai. But before we start typing in this nice little box, let's first think. Step number one is going to be starting with their learning goal. In this, you need to be very clear. Step two is going to be to sketch your student flow. Decide what is going to happen and how you want your students to interact with this chatbot. Then further break it down. What is the chatbot checking? What kind of feedback are they giving students? For our example, our learning goal will be students describe a picture in 4 to 6 sentences using the present continuous tense. See how this is super clear and gives exact instructions. And our flow will look something like this. Students see an image, they then write a description, then the chatbot checks their work, gives them some feedback, and then students further revise. And step three, prepare the knowledge. This means that having a model answer, a rubric, or some short guides ready to go so that your chatbot can check on these, and this can become the foundation for your chatbot's feedback so it knows what to give students. Okay, now finally we can begin typing in the box. Step number 4, draft the prompt structure. So this is your chatbot script. Write clear, simple instructions. For example, our chatbot is going to show an image. We want to ask the students to describe it using the present continuous tense. After they answer, check against the rubric, give 1 praise point, 2 targeted fixes, and 1 model sentence. Finally, ask them to revise. So following those steps 1, 2, and 3, this should be really easy for you to come up with. Then we can go ahead and create our chatbot, and Edcafe AI will expand your instructions, giving the AI some other instructions and a prompt to follow. So it's really important to review all of these instructions to know what your chatbot, the instructions and rules that your chatbot is going to be following. So if you see anything that you don't like, you can always just go ahead and give it a quick edit. No problem. One thing I always like to look over and make edits is with this greeting message. So this sets the tone for the interaction with your students. It's going to be the first thing that they see when they open up the chatbot. So let's go ahead, and we want to practice describing a specific picture, an image. So let's remove all of this added info. Let's practice describing this picture using the present continuous tense. And then let's go ahead and add our image. So I can just backslash here and it will open up a menu, and I can add in a quick image that we want students to review. So once that instruction looks good, let's also go ahead and add in our knowledge. So that's step number 3, we went over some example feedback that you might want to give students. So I have a Word document here that we can just go ahead and upload. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So it just has a simple rubric and a task here. So you can always, the task for the students and how it should be graded. So now that that is added into our chatbot instructions, let's go ahead and give this a save and test it out. Remember, it's not going to be perfect right away. So Edcafe makes it really easy to have this test out feature. So in that way you can pretend you're a student, test out the chat, see if there's any edits and adjustments that you need to make. So let's go ahead and add in a student name here. And maybe we put in a student example. And now we'll be able to see the praise, the 2 targeted fixes, and the model example sentence that we asked for in our instructions. However, after looking at this, maybe I don't really want to give a model example sentence because then students can just copy it and paste it again. So maybe you can go back into your Edcafe file here. You can always go back in and edit and adjust. So now instead of here, we can just remove our formatted sentence there. Once good, you can save it and then go ahead and share it with students with that assign key. So in that way, you can go ahead and monitor their responses and see how they're interacting with the chatbot. More info on the student side and how they can interact with the chatbot linked up above and down below. So there you have it, the best practices put into action for building your very own AI chatbot for the classroom. Remember, start with a clear learning goal, sketch your student flow, prepare your knowledge, then finally draft your solid prompt. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to ClassPoint for more practical teaching ideas with AI and different interactive tools for your classroom.